Good morning, this is Pixie. Sorry if I'm miles off. I have to find a way to have a camera. A bit of zoom or something, I don't know. Two-way zoom on it. That's good. So yeah, a few things I want to talk about. Old man. Oh right, okay. Just going to turn around in the middle of a junction. Change his mind, isn't it? It's good for him. So people park. Yeah, just OMAD. I mean, it's festive seasons, I guess. You know, for whatever you're celebrating. I think you'll find it hard to stick strictly to an OMAD with a short window, not unless you're not actually going to be meeting anyone. You know, because it might be that you've got sort of an eve to wherever your celebration is, and you know, and the actual day of it might be a bit more different. So you may get a chance to add a bit more of a fast to the mix, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter too much. The reason is, I just went traffic. Okay. Yeah, the reason is because it's a lot colder. I'm being a lot colder. There's some idiot behind me. Yeah, being a lot more colder, you're going to burn more calories, so you don't have to worry so much about taking in your carbohydrates. In fact, it's probably good you do. Whatever you think you know about food, you have to sometimes. It will go back on itself. You just throw it out the window. That's what happens. It's like you think, oh, eating sugar make you fat, and then you think, oh, fat will make you fat because fat's fat, right? And it doesn't work like that at all. Your body has to sort of process it, and it looks for what it wants. So if you have yesterday I had some sweets. I don't feel like I'm fat or anything, but I had it about 11 o'clock at night. So I started running a bath. I thought, you know, I fancy a bit of sugar, and I let myself have some sugar. But what I did is I simplified it though. If I had like a bacon sandwich and I fats and protein and sugars, I'm more likely to store some of that because I won't need it all. But I just had some sugar, and my bedroom was cold. I mean, I was under the covers, but my body knew it, so the body's going to react to that and start burning a bit more. So there's no big issue. And the main thing with kind of this, when you hit this festive season, is that when you go to places or see people, food is a gift, food is a way of communicating, food is a kind of ritual in people's minds. And so they offer you things like, you know, do you want a mince pie or this or that? Or, you know, it's like yesterday, she cooked some sausages for her parents, and she says, go on, why don't you make yourself a sausage sandwich? So she gave me a couple of sausages. It wasn't a big deal. What I did is the breakfast period you can probably have more control over. So you can push that up to your first meal, and then outside of that, don't worry too much. You know, you're not going to be excessive calories. It's sometimes difficult. Christmas Day, for instance, if I'm there with my brothers, we've sort of gone around my mother's, and it's likely there's going to be like the main massive meal, and then there's going to be a pudding involved. And that might be, do you want custard on it and cream and all sorts of things? It's lovely, but it's rich food, and you find after you eat it, you want to go to sleep because it's a lot for your body to process. It's a lot of hard work, and also it's rich in energy. So body thinking, well, we want to get what we can out of it. So that's probably the strategy for coping that period. Is just keep it low calories in the morning, and push it to a mid-morning or beyond that into midday. You start your eating cycle. I mean, and there's also sometimes if you're working as well, there's opportunities where certain days you can do that. You know, like if you're working an office job and it's quite difficult because you're stuck there at the desk, so you're always sort of nibbling away at things. There may be a time when you're working from home, you know, got some arrangement, and so you can use that as a fast. You don't have to fast all the time, because the fact you're doing any fasting, and if you're quite a large person, you're gonna get dramatic results quickly. Then your body's going to go through some other sort of genesis adaptation processes, like your fat adapt, or your muscle levels will increase and decrease. You may put back on some weight, you may lose some weight again. It's like sculpting. It's like I'm an artist and I'm putting clay on something, and I'm just going to pull a bit of clay away from there because we don't need it there, but we do need some clay. And you know, it's kind of this kind of the body's kind of figuring the best method out, but you're creating the stress that lets the body at least think about it. Otherwise it creates this other genesis where it's like carbogenesis, we call it, and basically start putting on fat, and you start looking less like a human and more like some sort of grazing being, like a cow or something, because you lose your physical shape and structure, and you become more square-like, and you really want to be able to sort of see some definition of shape, look like you actually move, and your body structure gives away your lifestyle a little bit as well. I can't get around that. Bit of squeeze in there, got a lovely colour. So yeah, it's very much, when you talk about body language, it's how you sound. So when you get seen this particular way, that's going to impact people's views on you. They're going to think of you in a certain way, like, oh, okay, he's quite easy or laid back or whatever. I don't know, they might just form these opinions. So it's always good. Not that I'm anti-fat or anything like that. I mean, if somebody wants to be larger, they can be. But I guess it's not their natural condition. And then if we promote it as, you know, like XXX models and all sorts of size things, I mean, it's great. There's an industry there. There's clothes you've got to sell. There's all sorts of things. But you can't promote it as being like too normal. And the other thing about diversity in mental health, I mean, sexuality falls into mental health. So somebody wants to be transgender, and somebody says there could be some sort of mental health or conditions in there. They're possibly true. There's going to be points of transition, points where the person said, "I don't want to be a man anymore or a woman," and decided to change their internal structure as well as their external. You know, if you wear different clothes and you feel different about your body, the knock-on effect is automatic. It's like a mirror in your mental health. That's why OMAD, if you look better, you feel better, you think you are better, even if you're not. You'll certainly be pushing your way to getting better, because you're doing whatever you can to improve yourself. If you're doing everything you can not to improve yourself, or the reverse of that, like put on weight, not go out, not engage with people, you just have to find an outlet. That's the main thing. Once you've got the outlet, that's your channel, and you can focus a lot of energy. I mean, some people go from hell, that's why they become a certain way. But then once they build a platform, they can kind of spring across into other directions and sort of work on that themselves, basically. You know, I mean, it's not like anything negative I'm saying. There's always a positive in there. You just got to look for that positive, you know. So yeah, I was coming across all this stuff about sexuality and stuff, and something about an MP's opinions on mental health. She's probably very religious, so she says she's not going to endorse it, which is fine, because I don't go around endorsing heterosexuality. I don't go, hey, look at this and that. And there's also a whole spectrum. There's the more healthy side of it, and there's the unhealthy. And then some people have gone from one side to the other. You know, somebody might be chasing somebody, well, not necessarily out of their league, or maybe it's not legal what they're up to, what their interests are. You know, it's like, why do you want to do that? Why do you want a relationship? And yeah, but it's entirely what's going on in their own little world, their own little cosmos in essence. And then you just got to sort out. Usually your heart, if you're out of balance with your heart, then you might not see the wrong in what you're doing. But when you get balance in here, then you know. And it's a case of just meditating on your heart and working on it. And that's just the heartfulness yoga that I'm involved. that in itself is developing into something bigger, and I'm quite interested to see where it's going to take me, because I thought, well, I've seen this psychic stuff, I know this psychic, but there's much more, and you just keep adding to it. I mean, for myself, my own method is I meditate on the heart, but I also sense where my third eye is, and I work on both of them, so both get benefits from it. And I'm sort of looking at the more centres I can involve myself with meditate and focus on. So it means like focus on 3 areas of the body or more. So one is easy, like you can just focus on a hand or whatever you want to do, but it's as an exercise. It's kind of like a neuroscience exercise as well. But when you focus on that area, you increase an electrical activity there as well. And if the body, which it does, it's got neurons and other things, associates emotional energy in this areas, where it becomes painful or uncomfortable, you probably reduce electrical activity in that area, like numb the area. So by increasing it, then you start to do your own sort of, it's a kind of combination of psycho-stroke physiotherapy in one, and it gets into the spiritual world as well, because the blockages are out of the way, and you're just able to channel your pure self. That's what it is. And then you find some other levels in there as well, because when you do it as a group, you start interacting in the group at a spiritual level, and it's to expand on that as well. I bring you closer. And there's also the kind of what I got with Rife. So if you've got the same frequency as, say, a near relative, if spiritually you improve, they may also, what they will do, they have some knock-on effect from it, and that affects your whole family. So it's just, or if you're in an area and you practice it, so if I practice it in my flat, everyone around me will benefit from a peaceful calmness. Anyway, this is Pixie signing off, and speak to you soon.